Hello, I'm really glad you're here. I'm Amy, and this is Amy's Wild Cards. This is the podcast where I interview people who I think are my friends with a deck of cards filled with random questions I have created. This deck will be shuffled at the beginning of each interview, and whatever questions come up and in whatever order is completely up to fate. We're gonna laugh, maybe cry, possibly be offended. Let's get into it. So, my friend Sherry is here.
Hi.
Hi, Sherry. Okay, so I did like a cleansing shuffle
Okay.
in between. So the last person's like deck is gone,
Okay.
and then right now, I'm shuffling the questions for you.
For me. So brand new.
Brand new,
Okay.
fresh just for you, Sherry. Only the best for my Sherry. Okay, so I'm gonna give you an option.
Mm-hmm.
You can either tell me when you want me to stop shuffling, or I can choose for you.
Okay. I'll tell you.
Okay. You're the first person who said that, by the way. Everybody else is like, no, you do it. I love that you're like, no, I fucking choose it. And then also, I don't edit this. So
Okay,
if you
so
say
it's
something, like it's gonna be on
staying.
YouTube and Spotify. Yeah. Just start to finish,
You can
straight through. Wait.
Are you done?
Finish this shuffle I'm
Yeah.
about to put in,
Yes.
or don't.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
finish that one and
Okay. And this is it.
Yeah.
This is your interview. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you nervous?
I'm a little nervous.
Okay, I can't remember if I want to start this way or this way. I'm going to start this way. I'm going to do it this way. I think this is what I did before. Okay, here we go. First question.
Okay.
Are you nicer to people that you find very attractive versus those you don't?
No, I think I'm nicer to
Ugly people?
the ugly ones. To the less fortunate ones.
The
You know?
visually less fortunate?
Yeah, definitely, because I feel like they get looked over and people don't pay attention to them. So then it's like you like a puppy that's out on the street, you know, and like no one wants to touch it because they're like filthy and like
Oh my god, all of the ugly people are gonna be so offended right now. I also just called them ugly, so. But like nobody like.
but
like,
you know what I mean, like
Yeah, no, that's horrible. Not a lot of people like look at themselves and they're like, "Oh, I'm ugly." So,
and I only say this because
Yeah.
I also judge my appearance
me too.
tremendously.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like my worst
Yeah.
enemy, especially when I'm by myself. I'm like, oh, like I need to have this change, you know,
Yeah.
maybe if I had, you know, my chin like more chiseled or something, I'll look, but I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
just like
All the
constantly,
craziness.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I have like a similar thing too, where like I used to date back when I just dated men. I used to like this is horrible. I'd be like, "Oh, I'm doing like the ugly ones like a favor, like the not as conventionally attractive ones a favor by being like going out with them or like, oh, it's terrible. This is horrible. This is where I wish I could edit and take out some of this because this all sounds terrible.
You know, I feel like the men that I feel like I've always dated ugly men also. And I don't know where that comes
I mean,
from.
I've dated handsome men as well,
I
but
don't think I really have.
you've only dated ugly
Yeah,
men.
yeah, seriously. And I don't know why.
It's like they might worship you more. That was
Maybe.
definitely some of it. I'm like, oh, you're going to
Maybe.
be so grateful.
But they're also way more confident.
Oh.
I've noticed. Yeah, like charisma. Like they just have so much charisma.
Because they
and
have
I'm like,
to.
yeah, yeah.
They have to pull you. To get this girl? Yeah. Are you kidding me? You better.
Oh my god.
Okay, next question.
Okay.
We spent enough time on that. Who gave you permission?
Permission to what?
That's it. Who gave you permission? It's open to interpretation.
Who gave me permission? Myself?
Yeah, that's right.
Myself.
Yeah. Wait, you got it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like
What is the absolute worst thing about you? You're getting really hard questions.
the absolute worst thing about me,
Yeah.
I would say my attitude when I'm unhappy. Yeah. That's the one. Seriously.
What does that look like, Sherry?
I'm extremely cold and unapproachable. Yeah. And I just have like this bitchy look on my face. that doesn't go away until over whatever I'm going through in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
How many times have you almost died?
Mm. I want to say definitely more than 5
What?
because a lot of the times I was blacked out.
I was not expecting this, and also like a more than 5 answer, like a what?
I mean, who knows what was happening when I was blacked out? You know, when I used to
Sure.
drink when I was a teenager and
Yeah.
I had a car, and
Would you drive when you were
yeah, I
like
would.
blackout?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know I was driving. I just would wake up and I'd be home, and I'm like, oh my god, I run out. Where's my car? And my car is perfectly parked. How did that happen? I have no idea. No idea. But I'm just thankful that I'm here and I didn't kill anyone.
Yeah, for
Because
real.
that would have
I mean,
been.
actually, you could have. You were blacked out. You don't know.
That
Sherry.
could have been a thing. That could have been a
Oh
thing.
my God, Sherry, we don't know.
I've had my
Uh-oh.
car. I've had the same car for years now. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and I think I would have been caught by
You
now
think you
if
would have known?
yeah, I would
Yeah.
have known.
No, that's a
I
good
would have had
point.
blood or something. It's
You
a
know,
white car.
right,
It's a white car.
right. We would have seen some evidence. One of my favorite jokes to make along that similar like thought line is like, you know how like men sometimes when you're like, oh, do you have any kids? And then they'll be like, none that I know of. Ha ha ha. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so I like to like when people ask me if I have kids, I make that joke. That's my version
Oh
of
my
feminism.
God.
Okay, next one. Isn't everyone at least a little bisexual?
I would say so. I mean,
Right?
yeah. I don't think people can walk this earth without saying like, "Oh, that person's attractive," or like
That's
having some
of the same sex.
yeah,
Yeah.
of the same sex. Like if you can tell someone's attractive, there
Yeah.
has to be like a little inclination that you might be
Right?
or maybe curious.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just brush that off
Yeah.
immediately or don't even think about it.
I think like it's so clear like now more than ever that like sexuality just like isn't as like black and white and straightforward because nothing is black and white and straightforward.
No.
Like everything has like a little bit of something. And anytime I've ever talked to like, you know, in depth with people about their sexuality, like no one is ever just like you always just end up hearing some story about some night or some experience, you know? Why are you here?
To get out of my comfort zone.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
You answered it literally.
Mm-hmm.
I like that
Mm-hmm.
because that's another one you could just like
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
be
no,
literal.
no.
Like, why do
Just,
you
like-
exist? Why are you here physically on this couch? Why are you here in this world?
And also to get used to being in front of the camera.
Oh, great.
Like, I'm really self-conscious. If it's not me filming myself, it's like,
Right.
oh my God, the end of the world. I'm like,
Because we
I don't
film
wanna-
ourselves
yeah.
all the time. Yeah. I know.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't do that as much anymore. Well, other than right now. And well, yeah, I'm going to be doing this every week. So never mind. I take that back. But for social media, I don't as much anymore. What? When was the exact moment you realized you were in love with me? Describe it slowly.
I think it was
Oh, fuck yeah.
when I've heard you laugh the first time in our meetings. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh, Amy. I'd be like, you know, she's great. Like, I want to get to know her. You know,
Aw.
yeah. And here I am.
Look at
Yeah.
you. Here you
Yeah.
are. Thanks, Sherry. Love that. It's always an awkward question to ask, but I wrote it and I put it in here, so clearly I want to know the answer. Okay, this one I want to hear from you. If your teenage self saw you now, what would they think? I'm gonna say it again. If your teenage self saw you now, would they think you are cool?
I think they would be happy that I'm finding myself and trying to just get to know who I really am without substance abuse and using people. Yeah. I think I'd be proud.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. What is something that always brings you joy?
That always brings me joy. My animals.
Animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many animals do you have?
I have 4.
You do?
I'm lying. I have 5. Because it would be the
This
the
5 number with you.
The cats or the 4, and then the dog.
Cute.
Yeah.
Why don't I know? I didn't know. This is what's cool. Is like I learned so much about
Yeah.
my friends. I'm like, oh, I didn't know this. Wait, what kind of dog do you have?
She's a pit bull mix.
Oh,
Yeah.
cutie.
Yeah.
I want to play with your cats.
I think, they're not as friendly.
Yeah,
They're
I've
not,
had a lot of unfriendly cats too.
Like, they're not as friendly. The girls would stay and probably semi-socialize, but
Yeah.
my boys will, like, how I want my men to react to women is just like to see that they're there and run away. like just ignore them.
That's great. I love that. Oh, this is good. I want to know this from you. I wonder if I can guess it. What is your love language? And I'm going to list all of them. You probably already know
go
them.
ahead.
You know them, right? I'm going to list them
I know a
anyways.
few.
Yeah. So there's acts of service, quality time, gift giving, physical touch, or words of affirmation.
Can they be all of them?
Yeah, greedy
Like-
bitch, whatever you
like-
want.
You
like
know-
so you can do like I see it two kind of ways.
Mhm.
It's like either what you feel the most loved by someone doing to you, and then there's also like the way that you show love to others.
So vice versa would be gift giving.
You like giving gifts or you like receiving gifts?
I like receiving gifts.
Yeah, me too.
But I do, you know what, you're right. I like receiving gifts. That's just what it is.
Yeah,
I like
just
to
give me
think
stuff.
like, whatever, give me a flower that you saw on the street or something,
Yeah.
a piece of paper that has like something sweet on it, whatever.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
Your chewed gum, I saved this
Okay.
for you.
The bar is low, gentlemen. The bar is low.
It's the little things.
Yeah, but like they're thinking of you.
Yeah.
And then the way that you
Yeah.
show love.
The way that I show love, I think I'm just attentive. I don't know if maybe that's
So like being present, like, well, you're so.
What would that
Do you
be?
like being of service,
Probably. I think it's being service.
or do you like just like the spending the time with them?
Maybe spending the time with them. Because when they do ask me to do something, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
I just want to exist next to them.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So quality
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Because that's me too.
Yeah.
That's like part of why I did this podcast. I'm like, I just want to hang out with my friends and like, yeah,
Just be.
just be.
Just be.
Yeah. So quality time.
Yeah.
So you want them to give you gifts, like chewed gum, and you want to spend time together. Got it. Are your parents proud of you?
I would say so now, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I've changed a lot since, I was younger. So, yeah, I think they're pretty proud as
Good.
they can be for me.
Good. That's great. I love that. Is there something in your life where no matter how much of it you have, it is never enough?
I want to say attention.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to like curve that
Mm-hmm.
so I can give myself the attention that I need.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something I've noticed that I'm like, I get a little bit of attention
Mm-hmm.
from a specific person and I
Mhm.
just like want more and more. And when
Yeah.
they're not giving it to me,
Yeah.
if it drives me insane.
Mm-hmm.
I sit there and I think like, well, why can't they do this? It's
Yeah.
not that much that I'm asking for. But, reel it back in and I'm like, okay, no, that's being selfish. Get what people can give you, just the amount of like attention that you give other people,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to let go of that and it's been hard. It's
Mm-hmm.
been hard.
Yeah, I will say I have absolutely been there.
Mhm.
I think you know that. And it's gotten so much better and in ways that I didn't think would get better. So I know that can happen for you too.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, it can. You can. You're doing the work. You're going to keep doing the work. It's going to happen. I feel like this piggybacks on it a little bit. Do you like yourself?
Yes. I I I don't even know how to say this. I feel like the ending of last year, 2024,
Mm-hmm.
um, I started to get to know myself more.
Mm.
And now, the beginning of 2025, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to like the person that I'm becoming
Yeah.
because I'm living for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. And I think that's going to tie into like that attention seeking
Mm.
and like not needing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because then, like, fulfilling self, we no longer need others to
Yeah.
fulfill us. What hill will you die on?
Hmm. I don't know. It could be any hill.
Die
It could be any hill.
Are you taking this literally again?
Yes, I have. I literally imagined myself like
Dying on a hill.
on a hike or
That's
something.
great.
Like
No, that's good. I like that
either,
interpretation of
either
the
just
question.
either just dying on the hill from dehydration or like
Uh-huh.
maybe saying I'm done. They're jumping off.
Jumping off the
Jumping off
hill.
the-
Okay. Okay, Sherry. Okay, this is another bisexual question. Are
Okay.
you ready?
Yeah.
There's only two, but you
Okay,
got them
good.
both, so that's
Okay.
interesting. Um, aren't all bisexuals technically pansexuals since the binary does not exist?
I mean, wouldn't that be an obvious question? Like, yeah, right?
Yeah, that's what I
Because
think.
yeah, because
I think bisexual is like an outdated term that's like
yeah,
getting phased out.
yeah, probably that could be like people just want to make more things of like I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I'm old and there's like always something new that's coming out, and
Yeah.
I'm like so confused. It's like just
Yeah.
call it what it is. You're bisexual, and that's okay. Like you like the opposite of whatever it is that you're attracted to, or
Well, okay, so what the question is saying, because I think we're saying different things.
okay,
So what the question is saying, is what I'm saying, is that I think because the binary doesn't exist, like there's not just men and women, there's also like non-binary
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
everything in between. And so bisexual, I know there's people have different like definitions of bisexual.
yeah.
And there are some definitions of bisexual that like include all genders, but for the most part, bi meaning two, therefore only two genders, therefore.
I
So
see.
for
Okay.
me, I think technically every bisexual person is really pansexual at this point because pansexual includes all the genders.
Got it. I see what you're saying.
But
See what
that's
I mean?
an
Like,
opinion.
you see what I mean? I'm like, huh?
It was a very wordy question.
I mean, for myself, I'm just attracted to different types of people,
Right.
in general. Like it doesn't matter what sexuality they are.
That's
They
why
could
I
even
think
be
pansexual
they could
makes
even
more
be
sense.
straight. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I'm attracted to that person.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm never gonna get a chance with them, but
You know? That's all right. Okay, cool. Have you ever seen a ghost?
I've never seen a ghost.
But you've almost been a ghost.
I've been around spirits.
Okay.
I
Yes.
feel
Say more,
like
please.
I've been
Yes.
around spirits. I mean, when I was young, there was spirits in the home that I grew up in, and this one time that I was taking acid with one of my ex-boyfriends. The location that we went to was up in Joshua Tree. So his friend that I didn't know this at the time did black magic, had done so at that location. It's like Joshua Tree. It's fucking desert.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
who knows what happened back then. And yeah, so there was like some stuff that was like conjured up, and I felt the presence, and I started paying attention
you're on
to it.
acid.
Yeah, and I'm on acid.
With
And
these sketchy characters.
and I'm on acid, and I started just feeling whatever it was that was
Yeah.
there, and it didn't leave me alone because it knew that I felt its presence, and yeah, it was really intense. It
Wait,
was
so
really,
how did
it was
that
scary.
end?
I ended up being forced to fall asleep in a room. Like my ex-boyfriend was like, okay, you need to stop this, stop paying attention to it, go.
Because you're like freaking out.
Yeah, I wasn't like actively freaking out. I was just like "Oh my God, did you feel that? Did you see that?"
Yeah.
And, like,
He's like,
yeah,
stop.
he's like, "Stop,
Yeah,
stop."
yeah.
And because they knew it was happening, but they just wanted to ignore it. And he's like, "Okay, go lay down on this little cot, on a mesh cot." Thank God I was mesh. Um, and I was like, well, "What do you mean go lay down?" He's like, "You're gonna go to sleep, and then you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be fine." And I was like, "Oh my God." So he laid me down. And as I was there terrified because I could just feel something hovering
Yeah.
over me, I ended up pissing on myself.
That's why
And
you're
I,
glad it was mesh.
yeah, yeah.
Got it.
And I ended up pissing myself of how scared. I've never done that.
Oh my
That's how scared I was.
gosh.
And yeah, I was just terrified. I ended up getting up to tell him, like, I fucking peed myself. Like, I had to change clothes.
How old were
And
you?
then I was 24.
Gnarly. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really scary. And then again, I ended up staying alone in that room until I slept it off a little bit. So that was interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, that was scary.
But you didn't like see it. It was
I,
like
I
all
you
feeling,
could feel
right?
it. Yeah, you could feel it.
So wild.
And it was like a black shadow. That's what you
Yeah.
could see. That's like moving from like room to room almost. It was
Yeah.
really weird.
Did it follow you after you left Joshua Tree, or did it stay
No,
there?
that
Okay,
I
good.
know of. I don't think
know.
that
Yeah.
followed me. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's so scary.
Yeah.
Okay. We're done with the random questions.
No.
You made it through.
That was fast.
Yeah, I know. It just go fast. You had such a good
That
time.
was
It went
fast.
so quick. So there's a final question
Okay.
that everybody gets.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Final question for all my guests. Just said that. In our last 3 minutes, if this is the only surviving audio clip of you left in existence, what do you want people to know? You have exactly 3 minutes.
Exactly 3 minutes. I just want to say that I love those who love me. And
Wait, so
the
you
re-
only love people if they love you? I'm
Yes.
sorry, I just want to make sure I heard that
Yes.
right.
And the rest can kiss my ass. I mean, that really sums it up. Like, you know, every people that know me, that know that I love them, don't worry. Like, I love you. I'm gonna die loving you.
Mhm.
And if I don't know you or we don't speak anymore, don't shed a tear for me. Like,
Don't go to the funeral.
don't go to my funeral. Don't, just leave me alone. Let me rest. Let me rest. But yeah, it's just, I mean, there's not really much.
Great.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
You love those who love you, and you did that in under 3 minutes. Like, we still have time if there's anything else you want to say.
Take care of my animals.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Take care of my animals.
Who would you leave your animals to?
My sister.
Yeah, you trust her with your animals?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
I
good.
do. We have the same parenting style.
Oh,
For the most part, with
that's
the
important,
animals.
with the animals.
With the animals, yeah. So
great.
yeah.
Sherry,
Yeah,
you
so
did it.
much.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for watching this, friends. And next week, we're going to have another person on. And I hope you watch and hang out with us. Thanks. Bye.